I'm going to go out to the garden, and we are going to plant, see all the bark I did? I did all this bark yesterday. Finished everything. Having a problem with caterpillars in our trees, our fruit trees. I got 3 more plants I have those 2 elderberries, and I have that yellow one. Whatever that's called. So we're going out here to the garden. I'm going to put this on my stump. We are going to plant the garden. I have a good portion of the seedlings here, and we're going to get them started. My seedlings, and you can see some of them are just so ready to go in. So I'm going to put them here. And one thing I didn't bring out was where I had placed, where I was going to put them all. I pretty much know where that's at though. So the other thing I have is my seedling. Charlie bought this for me, and at first I was like, why do I need to use that? But then when I started reading what it, don't take that, babe. It is awesome. So things are color coded, and then it has a little spout right here, and on the back side is the funnel. So you take the funnel off and you put it, so we're going to do beans here first. And we put this like so, and you lay that down, and everything that's yellow, you plant your beans. Puts it in a great distance between each other. You don't have to sit there and measure it. Makes things so much easier. So I'm going to use that. And in here, it has everything color coded, so it tells you like what is a red, what do I plant in that. So that would be like my beets, my carrots, green onions, leeks, things like that, because there's more of them and they're closer together. Yellows are your beans, your onions, peas, which we're going to do peas here pretty quick. I have green onions that have not come up. They're just starting to, so I'm going to wait a couple more days for those. But definitely the cucumbers, those are going. So the thing that I just put up back there, which I'm going to go and tie the wire up, that is going to get everything that climbs. My beans, my pickles. Charlie and I kind of figured it out. I actually wanted one more section, but he said, do what you can do with the 2 sections. So we're going to see how that works. But right now, I have to go back there. I'm not sure if my knife is going to work better or I'm going to go back there. I'm going to take the Velcro and I'm going to see if I can strap them up. So I'm just sitting here putting up all this wire mesh that I'm going to have the peas and the asparagus beans and everything start crawling up. I've seen a bunch of different ways, and we could do a trellis, we could do that. Charlie and I both thought this would take a little bit less space because we can put it alongside the fence, and they're wider, so I can get around the back side as well as the front. One of the problems I had when I would put the beans and the peas in the crates on my deck was I couldn't get around them because they were always near the railing. So this way I'm kind of hoping that I can get from the front and the back. So we'll see how that goes. And now, even though we've already tilled and everything, I still take my ground, I still take and rough up the ground and get it soft and smooth. I'm taking all my seedlings now, and I'm just going to take them over there. The asparagus beans, the snow peas, the beans, I believe, and cucumbers. There's cucumbers back there. So on the right-hand side is cucumbers, and on the left-hand side is all my peas and my beans. I usually have my all my pots on my deck. I usually have them all done by April. I have them planted and ready to go by usually the end of April. I have fruit usually by the middle towards the end of May. Usually by Memorial Weekend, I'm already starting to see, the tomatoes starting to bear fruit and such. And so I really, really am missing that this year. I hope everything works out with all of this because it was so late getting started. This is just a long task. It's a lot different doing it here than it is up on the deck and doing it because I'm not planting as many. But I think when we get all done, it's going to be very, very a huge blessing for us. So I planted these, oh my gosh, back in April or May, before Charlie said we were going to use a garden and not have everything in my box planters, which is what I've done for, oh my gosh, since he was first deployed for the long time. It was 2007. I did everything in planters up on the deck just because this was really overrun, and I like the privacy that it gave me with the trees and all the shrubs and everything back here, and the weeds. It was overgrown, and so it would give us a lot of privacy up front here. Well, he's decided, number one, when he came back, he didn't like to water all the time. I used to have to water him a couple times a day. So he put together a watering system. He set it all up basically for hydroponics. So when the sprinkler systems came on, the little sprayer nozzles would come on and water all my things. But over the years, certain times would overwater, and then that water drips out of the bottom because that's what it's supposed to do. And that has deteriorated a lot of the wood boards that are our deck. So now we have to replace a lot of the boards. And I know that it's a problem. If it wasn't after COVID, it probably wouldn't be, because cost of stuff wouldn't be so expensive as it is right now. But so I am going to go plant these. The one thing that I did was everything had a tag on it, and I wrote it with the black marker, and then it rained and it went away. So now I know some are peas, and I know some are beans, and I know what the lettuce is, and I know some of the tomatoes, but I don't know which tomatoes, and I don't know which green beans. They could be asparagus beans, they could be green beans. I also plant these purple beans. I love them. They have this best flavor. They're the sweetest bean. So that's going to be kind of like, oops, well, let's see what that one comes out to be. Okay, so our house is a stucco house, and we had to do a repair. He got way more than he needed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually use this leftover lath to cover, or to go around my cauliflower, because something is eating it. I'm not sure if it's deer or if it's rabbits. Deer paw prints are there right up next to them. My husband seemed to think it was the rabbits, but the deer hooves go right to it, and then there's nothing left of it. So this is probably not going to stop them from eating it, but it's certainly going to slow things down. vegetable. Makes so many things with it. I was surprised when Charlie said we need to plant cauliflowers because he's not really a big eater, but he's gotten more conscious